Hello, good evening, and if you find this kind of questions in JAMB, would you be able to answer them confidently? Okay, so this is my second video. I'm actually taking time to solve 2025 questions, chemistry, physics, biology, and other years too. So I have started, my first video was on question 1 to 10 of chemistry. So today I'm going to continue from question 11 to 30. So stay with me as you prepare for JAMB this year, as it is going to be very helpful to you. So the first question we have is question 11, which is actually very important, and it is a question on a key area in chemistry. Now, what did the question say? It talks about aluminium being used in construction of airplanes. Why is it aluminium used in construction of airplanes? First, it's malleable and heavy. B, it resists water. C, is light and doesn't corrode easily. Then D, magnetic and shiny. What do you think is the right answer? Yes, I know some of you may be able to answer it. Yeah, but then we all know aluminium, that it is light and does not corrode easily. It does not rust. Aluminium doesn't rust easily. So this is the reason why it is used in the construction of our airplanes. Let's quickly move to the next question. The next question says, which formula is used to calculate the number of molecules using pressure, volume, and temperature? I believe that many students are familiar with gas formulas generally. General gas formula, Boyle's law, Charles' law, and so on and so forth. So, if you want to calculate the number of volumes, the number of moles as it relates to pressure, volume, and temperature, which of this is correct? Now, there is something very critical here that you need to pay attention to. Now, normally the correct answer is this, which of course is the correct answer here. But there is a subtle way, there is something that also can be done in such a way that you may not even see this as option, yet there is a correct answer. What is that? So for example, since they are talking about the number of moles, which actually is represented by n, small letter n, JAMB may decide to make that n the subject of formula and give you that formula. For example, this we have PV is equal to nRT is actually the formula for calculating the number of moles using temperature, pressure, and volume. But now observe that you can make n, which is the number of moles, the subject of formula by dividing both sides by RT, so that this goes with this, and your formula will be n is equal to PV all over RT. Does this D not look close to this? Of course, yes. Now, you have to be very careful when it comes to exam, because you may not even see this option at all, but this may be there because they have made it the subject of formula. So let's quickly continue. This is the book I'm using. I've shown it the last time I did my first video on this. I said there is the first video which has 10 first questions. I'm going to continue till JAMB comes. So just follow me. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Like the video. And you will be seeing content on chemistry, biology, and physics as far as this JAMB is concerned. So I have also a WhatsApp group where I have students I'm coaching. Last year I did that. I have a lot of them get 250 and above. So if you wish to join also, you can indicate in the comment section, then I'll find a way to add you. Thank you. So let's continue to question 13. I may not be able to write everything, but I would do as much as possible to get you acquainted to these questions, because you don't know what you may see this year. So the next question says, the thermal decomposition of potassium nitrate. Potassium nitrate is KNO3. Okay, where is my duster? Let me reduce some of these things so that you may see clearly what I'm writing, because these things might be what you just enter into exam hall and see immediately. So you need to master all these things so that you'll be able to answer this question. So the question is about KNO3, which is called potassium nitrate. So they say thermal decomposition, that is to say, by the time you apply heat, what happens? Now, the question says, what will be produced? They say thermal decomposition of potassium nitrate produces A, potassium oxide and oxygen, B, potassium nitrate and oxygen. C, potassium nitrate and nitrogen. D, potassium and nitrogen oxide. So what's the correct answer here? The correct answer is potassium nitrite and oxygen. So we will have potassium nitrite plus oxygen. This is what will be produced. So you may balance the equation. Okay, let's try to balance it. We have 3 oxygen here because it's also part of the questions you may encounter during your exam. So we have 3 oxygen here, we have 4 here. So if we add 2 here, this makes the oxygen 2 times 3, which is 6. So we have 6 oxygen. Meanwhile here we have 4. So if I add 2 here, oxygen will be balanced because 2 times 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6. So oxygen on the reactant side now is equal to oxygen on the product side. So let's balance others. Potassium is 2 here, is 1 here. So let me add here. If I add here, oxygen has also increased, so we have to rebalance again. So let's see, how do we balance this? So let's quickly see. Potassium 2 is balanced, nitrogen 2 is balanced, oxygen 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 2, 4, which is 8. So I'm going to remove these 2 so that I can have it now balanced. Do you know what I did exactly? So instead of putting 2 here, just put it here. It will help you balance oxygen, nitrogen, and potassium. So if you count now, we have equal number on the product side and on the reactant side. Let's cross-check again. 2 potassium, 2 atoms of potassium, 2 atoms of nitrogen, 2 atoms of nitrogen, because this 2 is for everything here. 6 atoms of oxygen, because this 2 is for oxygen and this 3 is for oxygen alone. So it will be 2 times 3, that is 6. So here we have 2 times 2 for oxygen, 4, plus 2 here, which is 6. So our equation is balanced. You also need to know how to balance equation because it's part of the questions you are going to see. Let's quickly move to the next question. And the next question is question 14. Don't forget we are going to question 30. I will be as fast as possible. So question 14 says, which of these metals is used for screening magnetic fields in electrical devices? I will explain this. Screening magnetic field in electrical devices. So options that we have are brass, yes, iron, copper, and zinc. Iron, copper, and zinc. So which of these is used for screening or shielding electric devices from magnetic fields? So the correct answer is iron. Why? Iron is ferromagnetic, so it can absorb and channel magnetic field, thereby serving as screen or shields in electric devices. If we know very well, some of these, okay, let's say copper, okay, aluminium is not here. So we know iron, and that's what makes it fall under elements that we refer to as having a particular portion in the periodic table, transition metals. Okay, so let's quickly go to the next question, which is question 15. What is the main product formed from the composition of ammonium trioxonitrate? Ammonium, not ammonia this time around though. Ammonium this is ammonium trioxonitrate. I hope you know how to write these things from words too. Okay, so let's go. So you see what happens when there is a decomposition of this. What actually happens if there is a decomposition? So option A, we have nitrogen gas, we have nitrogen 1 oxide, and we have ammonia and oxygen. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is B, which is nitrogen 1 oxide or dinitrogen oxide. Nitrogen 1 oxide. Okay, let's move to the next question. The next question says, if a gold, listen carefully, if a gold and silver particles, or silver bars are tied together for years. The gold particles are later found in the silver. Which process has occurred? Okay, what that means is that you have gold bar, you bring it close to silver bar, and you tie them together. Now, what the question is now saying is that after many years, you will find the gold, this is silver, you will find the gold particles inside the silver bar. What's actually happening? Okay, listen to the options. Maybe you may get this correct. A, diffusion. B, osmosis. C, sublimation. D, bromine motion. Which one is the correct answer? Okay, the correct answer is diffusion. We know diffusion to be the movement of a substance from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Now, why not osmosis? Osmosis needs a semi-permeable membrane. This does not require that. So, diffusion occurs here. There is what we call solid state diffusion. So, if you tie metals together for a long time, this solid state diffusion can happen. Some particles can move from one to another. So silver particles may be found inside the gold bar, and gold particles may be found inside the silver bar. I hope this is very clear. If any question come around this, you answer it. You will not shame me. Right, so we go. Question 70 says, which of the following contributes least to greenhouse effect? You answer question in this area because this is environmental now. We are talking about greenhouse effect. We know greenhouse gases, gases that increase the temperature. You have heard of global warming. So now, which of these they said does not contribute? This is question 17. So we are going. A, they say carbon sequestration, sequestration. B, of they say methane emission, methane, that's CH4. C, they said is combustion, that's burning. And D, deforestation. So which of these contributes least or does not even contribute to global warming or to greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is actually a process, and you should know this now because this may be your question. It's a process whereby gases shields, or they will go and block the passage of heat. You know, when the sun shines, we have heat generated on the earth, so this heat goes back to the space. But if this gas serves as a shield, as a cloud to the atmosphere, the heat will not be able to go back, making the temperature here on earth to increase. So now the correct answer is, can you guess? Carbon sequestration. Actually, carbon is the problem. Some of you might have heard of carbon credit, carbon footprint. All these are related to this environment. And when you sequester carbon, you try to trap the carbon because some of the compounds of carbon are responsible for this greenhouse effect. They go to the atmosphere, shield, and stop the heat from going up back. So this is a compound of carbon. Of course, we know combustion also releases compounds of carbon like carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. But you know, our plants absorb this through photosynthesis. Do you remember? Yes. So that's why afforestation, that is planting trees, will help remove the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, thereby reducing the greenhouse effect. So we have deforestation, which means cutting down trees. So if you cut the trees that are supposed to have absorbed the carbon dioxide and reduce their quantity and reduce the greenhouse effect subsequently, then of course you are increasing. So the correct answer is carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration means trying to trap carbon into plants or in any form so that it won't go to the atmosphere and block the atmosphere. So that's the correct answer. We quickly move to question 18. If you are enjoying this lesson, please press the thumbs up for me. Alright, thank you. Which of these is not a colligative property? So we have what we call colligative properties. Okay, I'll give you a clear illustration so that you understand. If you have sugar and salt, when you add this to water, pure water, that increases their boiling point. Yes, it will make water not to boil fast because you've added them. Now, colligative properties are properties that has to do with the amount or rather the quantity of substance, not their properties per se. What I mean is this: if I add 1 spoon of salt in pure water and I add 2 spoons on equal amount of water, another portion now, and I set them on fire, the same temperature, the same everything, the one where I put 1 spoon will boil faster. So you see, boiling point amount, which is colligative property that has to do with amount, affects the boiling point. So now, if this is clear, let's now go to our options. So the first option says boiling point elevation, surface tension, freezing point, osmotic pressure. So the correct answer is surface tension. Surface tension has to do with the properties of the compounds, how they cohere, how they hold each other. But when we talk about freezing, if you add salt again, it will affect the freezing point. And the quantity of the salt you add depends on the freezing point. So if 1 spoon, 2 spoon, 3 spoon, the freezing point will keep changing because of the amount added, not because of the properties of the salt itself. I hope this is clear. Let's quickly move to the next question. The next question is question 19 that says, which is a suitable drying agent for hydrogen gas? Drying agent for hydrogen gas. Okay, let me clean our board. You have done drying agents. Do you remember? Efflorescent, deliquescent, acid, bases, and salts. Hygroscopic. Do you remember them? Deliquescent, they absorb water from the atmosphere and change to liquid. Do you remember them? Hygroscopic, they absorb water, but it doesn't change to liquid. So all these are drying agents. Efflorescent, they release water molecules into the atmosphere. So I hope you are remembering all these things. So now they say, which of the following is suitable for drying hydrogen gas? A, we have concentrated hydrochloric concentrated sulfuric acid, we have anhydrous calcium chloride, we have sodium hydroxide. So which one? Excuse me. So the correct answer is anhydrous calcium chloride. This is a drying agent, and when it absorbs moisture, it doesn't change to liquid. So it's the best, and it absorbs moisture it doesn't react when it absorbs moisture. It's neutral. So that's why it is suitable for hydrogen gas. I hope this is clear. We move to the next question, which is question 20. We have 10 more to go, or 11 rather. Which of the following elements has the smallest atomic radius? Listing, they are asking you periodic properties here. So let's see the elements given to us. Here we have sodium, atomic number 11. Do you remember that? Chlorine is 17. What else? Magnesium is 12. And then lastly, phosphorus 15. Now look at the question. They said, which of the following has the smallest atomic radius? Now I will show you something. Pay attention please. Now if I want to draw the structure, the atomic structure of this, remember, first shell will carry 2 electrons. How many are remaining out of 11? That's 9. The second one will carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remaining 1, right? The 1 will be here. Okay, so for chlorine, we have 1 shell, 2 shell. This is 2, this is 8, that's 10, this is 7. Okay, so for magnesium, we have 2, we have 8, and then lastly we have 2. That gives us 12. For phosphorus, we have 2, we have 8. Then how many are remaining? This is 10 already, so we have 5. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. So they belong to the same period. That's the first thing you should note. What does it mean to belong to the same period? All of them has three number of shells, but the number of outermost electrons differ. Whereas sodium has only one, chlorine has 7, this has 2, and the other one has 5. It has 5. So which one do you think will be smaller? Remember, the center here is positive and is pulling them together. This one also is pulling them together. The same thing here is also pulling them together. And the same, so this is positive, dragging all the electrons towards the center. So in this case, which one would become smaller? Now I will tell you. The correct answer is chlorine. You know why? Because if here is positive, remember all the electrons are negative, and unlike charges attract. So the more the number of electrons, the more the attraction, the more these ones move towards the center. Because we have 7, imagine 7 in the outermost shell, and all these 7, they want to attract to the center positive, all the 7. So they will help to pull this outermost shell closer to the center, unlike here. So we can even number them. This is the smallest, followed by this that has 5, followed by this that has 4. This will be number 3, and lastly sodium. I hope this is clear. I just hope it's clear. If it's not clear, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, we need not to waste much time. We go to question 21 that says the equilibrium constant is affected by what? A, pressure, B, concentration, C, catalyst, D, temperature. So the correct answer is temperature. Whereas other factors may shift the equilibrium position, but they may not necessarily they may not change the number of the equilibrium. So let's go. Then we have the next one. Question 22 says the rate of chemical reaction can be expressed as please and please, anytime you hear it, just know that it has to do with time, change with time. That's the definition of rate. If you understand the secret, you may understand many things anytime they talk about rate. Let's see how we answer this question now. Let's see how we answer it. You have to know all these questions because JAMB is not taking it lightly with anybody this time around. Their questions are going to be hot because there are many changes that are taking place. So let's look at the options. So the first option says, A says product divided by time. So first option, remember we are talking about rate. So A, they say product over time. This is A. Let's see B. B now says it is reactant times time. Reactant times time. C now said rate is equal to mass over time. Mass over time. And D says change in concentration over time. D says change in concentration over time. What's your pick? Correct. D is the answer. Anytime you hear it, just know that it's change with time. So change in concentration of reactants or products with time is what is referred to as rate of a reaction. So let's move. I want us to finish very quickly. So question 23 says which of the following is a redox reaction? I need to write this out so that you will see it and know. Now redox reactions, in fact, redox reaction is a topic of its own in chemistry, and you just need to understand it. It's very simple. It only has a principle that you need to get. Once you understand that principle, then you are done. There is no question they can ask you that you cannot answer under redox reaction. And that's why you need to just pay attention, because I'm going to explain that principle. If you get it, any question under this, you'll be able to just answer it easily. So this is B, and we have zinc 2 plus copper. Then C, they said chlorine, sodium sulfate, barium. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing a miracle. Let me see if you can see it too. This kind of questions, they are bonus questions. So if you cannot get this kind of questions, I will not be happy with you, please. I'm seeing a very big blunder. I don't know if you have identified it already. So identify it before I finish writing this and tell me if you have gotten the blunder, the chemical blunder that has been committed here. I'm still seeing another blunder here, very big one for that matter. Yes, because it is not obeying a particular law. A law is violated here. And that's how JAMB give questions, bonus questions, that only smart students can answer. Okay, so did you get the blunder committed? Alright, so if you didn't get it, look at our reactants here on option C. And look at our products. Do you see something like barium sulfate? Where is barium? Where is it from? It's not in the reactant too, but is it the product? Blunder. So this is already out of the game. This is also out of the game. I'm seeing silver chloride. Meanwhile, I don't even have silver here. Can you imagine? So the two are out of the game. Now let's go. What is oxidation? A simple definition I'm going to give you. A simple definition. Oxidation. Never forget this. Oxidation is equal to, you can write it please, removal of electrons. That's an this is how I write my electron. I just want to abbreviate it. Reduction is equal to addition of electron. Again, did you get this? Just get the English first. We are going somewhere. Or you can say, okay, let me not go there. I want to define, I wanted to add something, but no. At this point, let's wait at this point. I want to define it in terms of hydrogen, but let's just concentrate on this one. So, what this means is that if chlorine changes to chloride ion, what just happened? What does this minus mean in chemistry? Minus means I have lost. I've already written it here. Meanwhile, plus means I have gained. Hope this is clear. It's just a principle. Once you understand it, you are good to go. Many questions you'll be able to answer them easily. So, chlorine has lost. And if it has lost, we say it is oxidized. Oxidation. Oxidized. Okay, is that clear? Now, if sodium is reduced, okay, sorry, there is something I mixed up here. Negative means I have gained, and positive means I have lost. Positive means I have lost. Yes, I have donated, I have given out. Please, get me again. Don't confuse this. Just get it. It's very simple. I mixed up everything earlier. So, this means I have lost. Positive means I have lost. Negative means I have gained. That's it. So, if electrons, I'm now redefining it so that you can get it. So that you can get it clearly. So, if an electron is lost, that's oxidation. So, which is still removal. While addition is still is still reduction. So the only thing that I mixed up here was when I earlier said negative means receiving and positive means giving out. Well, negative means giving out, while positive means receiving. So that was the only thing I mixed up. So know that negative means I have received, positive means I have donated. Now, and anytime I have donated is what? Is I have been oxidized. I have been oxidized. So removal of an electron, giving out, will attract a plus. Let me remove this so that you won't be confused, please. Let me replace it as an electron. I don't want you to miss anything at this point in time. So if I become oxidized, it means I will be positive. I have donated electrons. So if you got this clearly, you know that at this point in time, chlorine has gained an electron, sodium has donated an electron. So let's now come back to our question. Copper here is showing that it has donated about 2 electrons, while this one is still neutral. But on the other side, we are seeing a change. Zinc has now donated and copper has gained. So in this case, copper has been reduced because it gained electrons. I told you gaining means reduction. Giving means oxidation. So in this reaction, copper has been reduced. Copper 2 ion has been reduced to copper atom. Meanwhile, zinc atom has been oxidized to zinc ion. Is this clear? Oh my God, it's very simple. Just know what plus sign means, what negative sign means at this point in time. There are a lot of other things I don't want to introduce you to avoid confusion. So if this is clear, it means that this is our correct answer. I don't need to explain more further. I don't want this video to be long. But if you need explanation under this oxidation and reduction, please drop it in the comment section. I can create a video dedicated for only oxidation and reduction. Then I will make things more clearer. So let's quickly move. This video is already long. I don't want long videos. So, but we are almost done. So question 24 now says a gas expands when heated because I won't write this, it's just very simple and direct. A, its mass increases. B, volume collides less often. C, molecules move faster and far apart. D, pressure drops immediately. So anytime you heat a gas, the molecules move far apart and they become more random and they move faster. So that makes gas to increase. So during the hot weather, tires increase because the air inside expands because of heat. So that's the correct answer. The correct answer is the molecules move faster and further apart, increasing the volume. We have a very, very interesting question here. They say the value of an equilibrium constant Kc is 1.5 times 10 raised to power 5. Okay, at 298 Kelvin. At 298 Kelvin. So listen carefully. The question now says, what does this indicate about the reaction? Can you imagine? What does this indicate about the reaction? JAMB just want to test you on one thing. They want to test on one thing. So let's listen to the options now. The option says A, reactants are largely favored. B, products are significantly favored. C, reaction is slow. D, reaction is at completion. So what's the correct answer? When Kc is high, please, because it's a high number, I hope you know, 1.5 times 10 raised to power 5 is the same thing as 1.5 times, how many zeros now? 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see it? So if you say 1.5 times 100,000, so only 1 zero will go. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is very high. So anytime you have high Kc like this, products are favored and vice versa. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Question 26, we are almost done. They say, in an electrochemical cell, reducing agent is found at, you remember your electrochemical cell? Let me see if I can illustrate it for you very quickly. Remember? You remember? Okay, so let me say this is cathode and this is anode. Now they are asking where are reducing agents found? A reducing agent is an agent that can donate electrons, that can donate electrons. So, okay, I've done reduction and oxidation. You see, these questions are very close. We just finished solving one question on oxidation, that's redox reaction. And now we have another question in electrochemical cell. And in electrochemical cells, what happened? Redox reaction, reduction and oxidation reaction. So, let's quickly see. They say where are oxidizing agents found? Say oxidizing or reducing. Okay, where are reducing agents found? A, at the anode where reduction occurs. B, at the cathode where oxidation occurs. C, at the anode where oxidation occurs. D, in the salt bridge. The correct answer here is at the anode where oxidation occurs. Where oxidation occurs, reducing agents are found there. Where reduction occurs, oxidizing agents are found there. If a substance is reduced, which means it has become an oxidizing agent. If a substance is oxidized, which means it has become a reducing agent itself. I hope this is clear. So since reduction, oxidation happens here, this is where oxidation happens. So if a substance is oxidized, itself has become a reducing agent. So, and do you see how corny this question is? So reducing agents are found where oxidation happens, which is at the anode in an electrochemical cell. Is that clear? We move to the next question very quickly. We are almost done for the day. Okay, question 27. Which of the following compounds is an isomer of butyrene? Butyrene is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this. This is butene or butyrene. So we have 1, 2, 1 here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Because of the double bond, we have 1 here and we have 2 here. So what's the isomer of this? The only possible way we can rewrite this compound is to make it C double bond, to just shift the double bond like this. So this will carry 3 hydrogens, this will carry 1 only, this will carry 1 only, this will carry 3, which is 2 butene or butene, anyhow, is correct. So, and we have it here as option B, which is the correct answer. So let's quickly move on. We have 3 more questions to answer. Question 28 says, electrical conductivity of graphite arises from... Do you know graphite conducts electricity? Yes, that thing inside your pencil conducts electricity. It's referred to as graphite. And it is an allotrope of carbon. Do you remember? Graphite, diamond, do you remember them? Good. They are known metals, but graphite particularly conducts electricity. Why? Because we only know metals to conduct electricity. So let's see, the options given to us are A, delocalized pi electrons between layers. B, free movement of ions. C, presence of metal atoms in the lattice. D, weak van der Waals forces. Yeah, the correct answer is the presence of delocalized, because the carbon in graphite makes 3 bonds having one or some electrons, pi, which are referred to as pi electrons, moving around. So it is these electrons that conduct electricity between carbon to carbon along the spaces. So that's why it conducts electricity. So question 29 says, aldehydes differ from ketones. Aldehydes, do you remember the formula for aldehydes? Okay, this is oxygen, hydrogen. This is, okay, let me just write it. This is the general formula. R is just any carbon chain. So ketones are this way. This is R, this is R. Yes, so this is the general formula also, or functional group, if you may want to call it that way. I think it's better. So they are now asking us what or how did they differ? A, ability to form hydrogen bond. C, reaction with sodium metal. C, tendency to undergo further oxidation. And D, ability to dissolve in water. So aldehydes have ability to undergo further oxidation because of this oxygen. This oxygen is more stable here because of the R group. All these are, they can draw electrons from this. I don't want to enter deep into organic chemistry, but there can be flow of electrons. All these are what we call nucleophilic, electrophilic groups. Electrophilic in that they like electrons, so they can draw electrons towards themselves, making this oxygen more stable and to resist oxidation, further oxidation. But here, oxidation can easily happen because this hydrogen is weak, and then we have only carbon and the other R group. So that is the correct answer. Its ability or tendency to undergo further oxidation. Last question for today. Last question for today. If you have enjoyed this lecture, this lesson, this past question, now like my video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me to see more. Yeah, set the notification so that once I post any video, you will see. Thank you. Alright, so our last question for the day says the acidity of carboxylic acid is primarily due to, we know carboxylic acids are acidic. Why? It is primarily due to A, the carbonyl group, B, ability of the molecule to form ester, C, resonance stabilization of the carboxylate anion, and D, their hydrogen bond. Do you remember carboxylic functional group is like this? R is here. If I will draw it in full so that you can see what I'm talking about, it will look like this. OH. This is R. Yes. So why are they acidic? Why? Because of the resonance stability. Now, this hydrogen can be let out, and that's what makes an acid an acid. I hope you remember the definition of an acid. That produce hydrogen ion as only positive ion. Sometimes we call the hydrogen ion hydroxonium ion in our definition. Any substance that can release or produce a hydroxonium ion as the only positive ion, we refer to it as an acid. So this hydrogen ion can actually be released to form RO plus an independent hydrogen ion. So this is what makes it a positive ion. So because of the resonance, now if this is removed, you know that this will be very reactive. So there can be a flow of electrons in both directions from here to here. But if the double bond moves to here, which is the movement of electrons, then this place will become single bond and this will become negative. I hope this is clear. So thank you very much once again. If you have enjoyed this lesson, I want to hear a feedback from you. Please subscribe, please like, and just give me feedback. If you have any questions, something is not clear, please ask. We continue in the next video in physics. Oh, I still have 10 questions to answer here. This is 2:30. We still have 10 questions. So I would look into it because I want us also to touch other subjects. Most likely, the next video will be on physics. So if you are expecting the next video and you want to learn from me, please say on the comment section, I am expecting the next video. Thank you very much once again. See you in the next class. Bye.